You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftacademy.com. www.netsoftacademy.com.
Now let's start with the next lab. For this one, I'll be logging in first to my Nita EXCH02. Make sure to always log in as the enterprise admin because you will not get permissions otherwise. It's the only reason why. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It is a good idea to always log in with the administrator account or a user who has the administrator privileges at least. That way, it is not a big challenge or a big hassle for everyone. So first, I go to my Google Chrome here. Now, remember that these are all the GUI elements and UI UX elements being loaded in the background. That is the delay. It isn't anything that you are doing wrong. Remember that. All right, so I'll now go to https://nitaexch02.netsoftacademy.com/ecp/. This takes us to the Exchange Admin Center. I click on sign in. And because we already signed in earlier when we sent the email for testing purposes and everything, we get over here and remember that we created 2 users earlier. So we will be adding those 2 user mailboxes and verifying if those users are actually able to access the email. So I'm going to click on new user mailbox, existing user browse, and I select Tom Hanks first. Doesn't matter which user you select, it's both of them. We are going to add them here. And you can see T Hanks or Thanks. I don't know, whoever came up with the names and everything did not realize that thanks@netsoftacademy.com is not a good email address per se, guys. Come on, you have to support me in this one. D Craig is still okay, but it's still thanks. Come on, I'm no, I know. I'm being a little bit too childish about it, but it's just the humor makes it a little bit easier to work with. So now that we have added the user mailboxes here, we need to verify it. So I'll go back to my Nita WKST01. I'll power on this virtual machine. Now remember, I don't power on my virtual machines for any apparent reason. So if I don't need the workstation, I just don't use the workstation. It's just a me thing. I like to keep my resources as running as healthily as possible. So I don't overload my computer, I don't overload my workstation at all. All right, so I'm going to log in here with Nita, that is NetSoft Academy /administrator. Academy /administrator. Now, do you think this will make a difference? Will it not let me log in if I do this? It does allow me to log in. I could have also gone for administrator@netsoftacademy.com. Even that would have gotten me a easier access into this virtual machine. Well, I would have been able to log in easier. Now, I'll wait for this to complete the process and then we'll look at the next steps. The next step is just sending an email and seeing if we are able to receive that email. Okay, so my virtual machine has started. So I'll first, again, remember that I like doing this because it makes my life easy. But if you don't want to, you could just go to your Google Chrome directly. Now, one thing, again, remember that the elements are still loading up in the background. So there's not enough memory for this machine to process everything. As you can see, it is a little bit laggy. It takes a quick second for it to work. So don't worry too much about it. All right, so once we are here, I'll click on Control-Shift-N. That will open a new incognito window and I'll navigate to https://nita exch02 .netsoftacademy.com/OWA/. Now, once I do that, it will come up here where I need to click on advanced and proceed to Let me zoom in a little bit. Proceed to Nita exe at 02. So once I'm here, I'll log in as NetSoft Academy / thanks. I mean, that's the user if I'm not wrong. Oh, not THAAKS, thanks. Password 1350. Now, once I sign in, it will ask me to select my time zone. I'll select my time zone as Eastern Time, US and Canada. Now, one thing that I would have to add in at this point, after I send the email, is make sure that your time matches, because sometimes you send the email at the wrong time and your server is on a different time and your entire services that you're using are on a different time. It can lead to a mismatch and it can potentially be dangerous. So let's say I look for D, I type D and there's only one other user. So Daniel Craig comes up. So I'm going to do this message before backup. This is just a short email and click on send. Now, once I send the email, you can see that it's in the draft and then it leaves the draft and it goes to Daniel Craig. So I'm literally going to sign out from here. And instead of Tom Hanks, I'm going to sign in as Daniel Craig now. Oh, not Craig. Okay, again, same process. I'll have to select my time zone. Eastern Time, select, save. And here I can see the email. And that means that everything worked as planned. So I'm going to sign out here. I'm going to close this window. And that is the end of this lab here. So let's take a look at what to do next in the next labs. And this is going to get very interesting very quickly. So please stay tuned.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftakademy.com.